Hey gang, Cheri here, and welcome to this edition of Travel Talk. We have such a fun show planned for you tonight. You are going to love this. We have Nautical Nurse Nancy with us. First of all, I'll just say some hellos to the chat. Hello to Brittany and Doug and Nikki, Dewey Ski, BDF Keith, Just Dave, Mary Ellen Dillon. If I miss anybody, I'm so sorry. Diana, welcome everybody. Oh, there's Nurse Nancy popping in the chat. Okay, well, let's go ahead and bring her up. There's Amy. Hi, Amy. All right, just listening. Okay. All right, so we're going to introduce the fabulous world traveler, Nautical Nurse Nancy.
Hi, hi, Cheri.
I am so happy to have you on. I've been wanting to do this for so long.
Oh, it's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Hey, it is our honor to have you as our guest. And I'll still say hi in the chat to some people. There's Cheryl, Rosinski, CA Cruisers. They're all here to hear your story about your fabulous trip to Mexico during this pandemic.
Oh man. Goodness. We've been very blessed. I'll tell you that. We have been really blessed to be able to travel, and we've been safe, and very, very blessed to be able to do that.
Yes, absolutely. There's Allie J. Hello. Yeah, it's just been fabulous, you know, hearing you guys' stories, and you've been doing some on location live from down there and everything. So just absolutely wonderful. I want to hear all about it. So
absolutely. You want me to tell you from the beginning, or do you have any specific questions, anything you want to know? Or
yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a feedback. I'm trying to see if I have any windows open here. Let's see. All right, I think we're good. Is that better? Okay. You don't hear anything, do you? Okay. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me out there in chat land. Let me know if you can see us and hear us okay. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up the video too while you're at it. And yeah, so, oh, there's Grammy Patterson. Hello. Hello. So yeah, where I wanted to start is just from the very beginning. Take us through you know, what it's like to go to the airport and fly. What airline did you fly on down there?
So now this is our third trip to Cancun because of the cruises being canceled. We're usually cruisers, thus the Nautical Nurse Nancy. Yeah. So that is why I changed my name to Nautical Nurse Nancy, and just, you know, but because I love cruising, I love to show about cruising and like show what the experience is like. And we haven't been cruising, obviously. So we've been able to get to Cancun 3 times. Now this last time was after the CDC had their new requirements. So they did that was a little bit different for some of the people who had been traveling down there. So starting off, we went with Southwest Vacations and just booked our whole package. We were able to use some airline flight points that we had lost from other flights from, you know, cruises that they had arranged.
Hey, don't lose those points. You got to use those points.
Oh man, that was money spent. So I mean, it really wasn't points. It was really money spent that like flights that we had lost.
Cash credits, yeah.
And so we were able to transfer those into this vacation, and we had the reservation before the CDC announcement. And so then when that announcement went out, the pricing dropped. And so we after many calls, was able to take advantage of several price drops several times. So it was excellent, actually, really nice timing. And there were a few people that weren't ready to go. Totally respect that. Like, everybody needs to be traveling when they're ready. You know, nobody should feel like they're unsafe. I think that people really need to be wise and be safe about things and not feel like they're taking risks. You know, so that's but we wanted to kind of see how it went, and as things progressed, we found out that the Rio, that where we were going was the Rio Palace Peninsula, where some of our cruise family have been before and actually shown it on some vlogs. So,
nice.
So Wanda and Derek and Gregory had been there in the past, and they had shown a bit of that resort. So I thought, oh, that looks like a really nice place. They recommended it highly. And so, so we, the Rio's program really took care of us. They really did. They, even though we had booked this through Southwest Vacations, they still provided insurance. So if you got ill, you not only with the whole bad virus, but if you got ill otherwise, they would provide some amount of coverage for you for health coverage, as well as did the testing. So the new CDC regulations was that you have to be tested before you can take your flight back to America. You don't have to be tested on the way going to Mexico, but you do have to be tested on the way back.
Right. So they let you in, but they won't let you come back, you know?
Right. That's the new regulations.
Hi, Paul Von Queefy.
Hey,
welcome, everybody.
Queefy, hey. Good to see you. It's so good to see this cruise family. I just love the whole cruise community, you know, and that's part of it. We were able to meet up with friends that we had never met with, some people that we had met with and vacation with before, but we had all met in this platform of everyone enjoying vacation in the travel community.
Yes, and this is such a fabulous community. And like you said, I mean, you heard about this place from another member of our community. So isn't that just wonderful?
It really is. And that's why I even have a channel, is to show people what the experience is like. You know, you want to be able to, that's one of the first places that I look to see what's that gonna really look like, not just a over glamorized commercial.
Right.
You really want to see real people
really like. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So when you got to the airport and everything, did they do anything different than what they normally did, or was it pretty much
nope? So from the airport, like in the airplane, they have you fill out your customs forms, which is just like normal, just for customs for going into Mexico. Then you go through your immigration line. Once you're off the plane, you go through immigration with just your carry-on items, which is basically you go through a line, and our line was barely anything. And they stamp your passport, they stamp your immigration form. In the bottom of that tab, you have to save that. So I just always kept it in my passport, but that's something, that process hasn't changed, I don't believe. And that is just
normal,
making sure that that you are not staying in the country, and it's part of their immigration process. So then they have the thermometer, they have the temperature scans in the airport as you're passing by. After that immigration area, that's where they have the thermal scans, and then you get your luggage and you go out and find your shuttle, get to your resort. At the resort, they take your temperature again before they actually let you into the resort. So that's kind of how all that feels with this pandemic. And of course, you have to wear your masks the whole time. In fact, the airlines are even a little bit more strict now than they were previous flights. Like, you cannot just have a beverage in your hand. You have to keep your mask on, and then if you're ready to take a drink, then you bring your mask down, you take your drink, and then you put your mask up.
Oh, wow.
They will watch you for that.
Wow.
And so the same thing with eating. Like, they give out water and they give out snacks, like a little bag of snacks, but then you're supposed to, and they go through that on the flight directions. They were like, this is what's expected. You take your mask down, take a bite, and you put your mask up. And they enforced it. And it's not that hard to deal with.
Well,
you just get used to having your mask on.
It's just a snack, so that's not too bad. Hi, Dave. Hi, Jonathan. The shorts. Hello, everybody. So that was pretty similar to what you had before, but they were just a little bit more strict on the mask.
A little more strict on the masking. Yep.
I wanted to ask you, when you got to your shuttle, because I remember from your videos from last year when you went, they had you sanitize your shoes and all of that. Now, did they do all of that again? And
I did not see them. I did see they still wipe down the suitcases. I think they still have a little area, like a step that you're supposed to step on to clean your shoes, and then you get into the shuttle. Okay. And the shuttle has hand sanitizer in there as well. And you keep masked, until you get to the resort. They take your temperature going into the resort, so they won't even let you in the gate, the driveway of the resort. That's just pretty typical, I think. They pretty much stop everyone, take your temperature, and then go forward and go from there. And yeah.
Now, is the check-in process any different? Was it modified, anything to do with the check-in process, or was it pretty?
No, I don't think so. Really not really. And you actually, the Rio has a really nice website, app. They have an app that you can use, and you can check in on your phone without having, but we didn't realize that. Yeah. But it's a very nice app. I was really shocked at how well their app works. They have all kinds of information on that app. What I really liked is that they have you can request things to be fixed in your room. You could request room service, more pillows, more something, whatever you need. And you put your request in there, and you could see what your different requests were. And most of them are just little minor things. I couldn't get my fan working in the room, and they, and you can put your little request in, and then I needed more hangers. I put my request in, boom, the hangers came.
That is so cool.
Really convenient, actually. And you could see what activities were happening. And this resort was a lot more like a cruise. They had things happening all the time. So it's really got that vibe, plus evening entertainment. So pretty nice. And then, and outside, in the outdoor areas, they really people didn't wear their masks. So they really didn't. It was pretty, not many people were there. So we could definitely social distance, and it was not
an issue. Yeah,
it wasn't difficult to do that. But then coming back was different. Well, that's something and when you checked in, you had to set up your appointment right away for your
so you're supposed to do that right as soon you check in.
Well, we had checked in later than what they were open, so they told us to come back to the concierge, the kind of customer service desk, to set up our appointment. And that changed as we were there. Later, they just had a barcode that you could scan and set up your appointment that way. So it was even that QC code.
Yeah, QR code.
QR code. I'm sorry.
That's it.
I'm not a technical person.
Me either.
I'm always saying these abbreviations wrong. So
I did it all wrong too.
So it's a square QR code. You hold your phone up, and you put your camera on there, and it brings you to that website. You fill out some information, including your passport number, date of birth, and then then they would set up they'd email you back your time of your appointment, and it was typically 1 day to 2 days prior to your flight. So and then you go to the rooms. They had rooms right there. You just show up, and I did I did a little video on the whole process for what it was like. So you show up, and it really was not it was a fast test, so it wasn't a deep test. It was not bad at all. Definitely worth doing to be able to stay there.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say another hello to Jeffrey Resendez, Diane Sanders, everybody. If I missed anybody,
Diane.
hello to everybody. All right, so the check-in process was pretty simple.
Yeah,
most of it on the app. That's wonderful. So tell us about your room. You get to your room. What did you think?
Oh, the room was really nice. It's super big, you know, and the bed was really comfortable. I was in a king size. We were in a king size room for the first 9 nights, and then I extended my stay because I loved it so much. But Anthony didn't have the time off, so he had to go home. So he went home, and I was able to extend for not much more money, but I did get a different room. The double beds that I was in weren't quite as comfortable as that. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but they weren't quite as comfortable as that king size bed was.
Yeah.
You know? So we were in the villa, so it's this adults only area. Amazing, like this huge hot tub on your balcony. The balcony was ginormous. Ocean view, like we had all this from upgrades because the price had dropped, and they had all these upgrades that they offered.
Yeah, I bet they had a lot of cancellations after that.
Yeah, I felt really bad for the resort. Quite honestly, like they had like the entertainment staff out there trying to run these events, and there's like barely anybody in the resort, and it just was like, oh my gosh, this poor resort. But they were doing the best that they could. You know, they were giving great service.
Yeah, that means a lot for when you have good service. Hello to Josh and Mel from Minute Tour. Hello, Paul Vine. Megan Morris.
Hey.
Yes. Okay. So you said you had a hot tub on your balcony. Now I know I saw some videos from last time. It was either you or somebody had said that it was just too hot to get in the hot tub on the balcony. So did you take advantage of that?
Oh, yeah, we did. I didn't feel like it was too hot there. I definitely used the hot tub, I think a good 5 times that we used the hot tub. So, I mean, different nights and that, or different times.
Hot either this time of the year. This is the perfect time of the year to go down there, actually.
It was really nice. Actually, the sun would go down. You would feel a little bit cool. You know, the pool outside the villas was heated. And so getting out of it was where you're like, okay, now I'm kind of cool. The sun is down. You know, as soon as that sun sets, you can feel it. Yeah. I love the sun. So I'm like, oh, the sun.
Well, hi to Brandy and Dave in the chat there. Now, I know you love the sun, so tell us about the beach.
Oh, love the sun, love the beach, love the sound of the water coming, rolling in. It's so relaxing. Really, really soft sand. And this beach does not have a huge amount of beach to it, but tons of palm trees. And then it goes into another property that's the Rio Caribe, and you have rights to go to both places, both pools, both beaches, and get service in, and they're constantly coming by and asking if you'd like something to drink, and boy, they're really, really attentive. So love that whole being under the palm trees at the beach with the sound of the waves crashing in. I mean, there's just nothing like it.
So peaceful.
It's so relaxing.
When we went, we stayed at the Iberostar, and they had a big food buffet. Did they have like a big food buffet on the beach? And
not on the beach. No, they did not have that. They did not have many food options outside. It was more inside that they had a lot of food options, but not many at all. The only thing that they offered outside was the grill, and sometimes it was not open, especially like during the middle of the week. I think it makes sense though, like just with these times when they were so, like they really were low. They did not have many visitors, so it really didn't pay for them to open the grill. But then as it got toward the weekends, they had more.
I bet normally, you know, or post-pandemic, they'll probably have more of
they'll have that grill. And they had a bar that was near the beach, and it's my understanding that is actually open usually late into the night, but they closed at like 6 now. So just because, but then they had other bars that were open, and they had a lot of food selections at this resort for like restaurants that were included.
Yeah, tell us about the food.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So they had the first restaurant that we tried was the Mexican. It was excellent. They had like a buffet as well as, so the buffet was where you got your appetizers, and they had all kinds of different like salads, including like an octopus salad, really, really good, nachos and cheese, and like a salad, like a regular salad bar. And then you had tamales and like more of your authentic type of like your quesadillas and things in a little, it was just a little buffet. And then you had your sit down kind of entree and dessert. So we really liked the taste of the Mexican that was called Tamales, the Mexican restaurant. And we really, really enjoyed that.
Now, did they take your temperature before you went into those?
Yes, I think they did. Yep, because they had somebody that was and you didn't have to make reservations for any of the restaurants. You just came, and then if they didn't have room for you, they did give you like a buzzer and told you about how long to expect to wait. And as our party got bigger, then it got more difficult to accommodate. So sometimes it would take us like 40 to an hour, 40 minutes to an hour, sometimes a little longer than an hour, because we were like, at the largest, we were a party of 13. That's a lot.
I was going to say, it was almost 15, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a lot of people to accommodate for. So I think they did pretty good. And then we just sit in the lobby and drink and chat. And they had servers coming, serving you in the lobby. And I mean, they really make you feel very, very special. Let's see, they had a huge buffet in the evening too, and they would vary the buffet selections. I mean, it was just gigantic, the selection. So, but they did have you self-service. So just that's something.
Was it a modified buffet, or it was just like
normal? It was full. I mean, just huge. They had like 4 like hot lines, and then they had a different one with soups, and they had salads and fruits, and just a lot to choose from. They had seafood, and they had like different themed nights. They had like a lobster night. A lobster, like our second lobster night, that was always on Thursdays. They had overcooked the lobster, but they had so many other selections. They had salmon, and I think it was just that batch of lobster that they had kind of overcooked. They were little lobsters, but it was kind of nice to have, just a bite-sized, tons of selections there. And the thing about the self-service buffet, there were always people coming around, changing out the tongs. And I even saw one lady like take her own tongs and just use that. Kept it with her, which I was like, you know what, if that makes you feel more comfortable, I say go for it. Like, what's that gonna hurt? Well,
I know around here, like they're having these little stations with the little gloves, and you can put the gloves on before you go up there and stuff like that. So I didn't know if they had.
No, before the buffet, you have to get your temperature taken, and they'd squirt, you'd had to on your hands. So that was kind of mandatory.
Yeah, they did that to us on Royal Caribbean, the washy-washy.
Doug and Nikki asked if they were big crayfish or little lobsters. I think they were little lobsters, but they weren't like crayfish. They were bigger than that, I think.
Yeah. And there's Raphael. So good to see everybody. There's Eric B.
Eric
B, didn't you down there?
Oh, yes, we got to hang out with Eric B. and Dewey, and now forgive me if I forget anybody, but Megan and Nick, and of course to Travel and Tour, Nick and Neil and Kimberly, and Ronnie and Alma, of course, Life is Good Today, and then Anthony and myself, and then we met Texans Who Travel. They're a new couple that kind of were not acquainted with us very well, and they just fit right in. Oh my gosh, they just fit right in, and they hung out with us, and then we had a surprise. See the World with Chris and Laura came and surprised us, and we had vacation before in Cancun with them as well. It was a huge, wonderful surprise. So just a really, really fun group. You guys, did I forget anybody? If I forgot somebody in the chat, let me know. Oh man, it was a big group. There were 13 of us, but it was so much fun, and we just hung out and chatted. And like we chatted. It was and you could do what you wanted. You could hang with the group, or you didn't have to. Sometimes I would break off and go to the beach with Anthony, and to Travel and Tour. So that was our 13. And we eventually got down to 5 in the end, because people had different periods that they were here, or that they were at the resort. But the food was really good. They had other restaurants. They had a restaurant called Cristal that was supposed to be like gourmet dining. It was pretty good. I think that we had to wait a little bit longer to get our entrees. But I mean, like everything was very good. I really I'm not really fussy as far as food, but I felt like everything was very tasty. I really liked. After a while, just to make it easy, we just went to the buffet because sometimes we had to wait. But they had a Japanese restaurant. I can't remember the name of that one. This gourmet restaurant, an Italian restaurant. The Mexican restaurant, and the steakhouse. So they had 5 different restaurants. And then non-pandemic circumstances, they would have another special restaurant for just the villas. So, but that was not open while we were there.
Yeah, that'd be a good perk. And then in Midlife Crazy, Margie Butcher, everybody, welcome. So I know that one thing, there's the Gingers. Hi, Journey with the Gingers. I know that you all love your drinks. So let's hear about the drinks.
Oh my word!
What was your favorite?
I never used to be that much into the drinking. I in fact I made a comment. I was like, I'm kind of a lightweight, and I got a comment back, Nancy, you're not a lightweight anymore. I'm like, oh, shoot. Maybe I'm not.
They're making you a seasoned one
now. Vacation, but I do try to save it for special times and that. But it's hard. They are always coming by you, offering you drinks. And so there's this banana Bacardi and colada drink that I loved in the morning. They also had mimosas in the morning. It was a little different because in our prior resort, they wouldn't start serving any alcoholic beverages until 11 o'clock in the morning, and then they would cut it off at 11 p.m. So that was the time. And then we had the hurricane, and that we lost a day and a half of that. But here they had their bars were open all the time. They had somewhere all the time to go. And they had a lot more selection of your shots. So you had kind of fun shots, and not just your tequila shots. And they had a variety of tequilas. But then you had your kamikaze, which was a blue shot. Your Sex on the Beach. That was it was like a orange juice, pineapple juice shot. That was a pink shot. Lemon drop, and oh, Megan, I think that's it. Is that? I think that's all the shots that they offer. Dewey, Megan, somebody out there, Eric, help me out. But just it seems like every place has a different way of making certain drinks, and so I really got to enjoy the lemon drop. And everybody's different. Like some people like the what's the one with the mint and the lime?
Saying something about Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, they had a Scooby-Doo shot. That was also good. So and the tequila shots, yes. So the what is the? It's not a. It starts with a M. Anyway, Neil and Megan, mojito. Thank you, Dewey.
Dewey got it.
Mojitos. They were a little strong for me, and just different than what I was used to. So I got used to drinking the Sex on the Beach. It's nice and sweet, but refreshing, not too sweet. I had different mango margaritas. Sometimes you could ask for them like either blended or on ice. Of course, pina coladas. They had like banana daiquiris, and anyway, it's fun to like try a variety of things that I'm not going to make at home.
Right.
And like they're serving you, and
vacation is always about trying new things for sure.
Yeah.
And I always said that whenever I took my husband, it was really, really cool because he used to be the pickiest eater I'd ever met in my life. And so I take him down there to Mexico, to the all-inclusive, and they have the buffet. Well, everything was in Spanish. So he had no idea what he was eating.
Well,
so he tried all of these new foods that he would have never tried if he would have known what it was.
See? I found out,
it got him out of that being so picky. And now he loves to cook. He loves to try new things.
That's awesome. See? And you this experience of being able to try the different things, the different food and the different drinks, it's just like an adventure. Like I don't know. I figure, well, you might as well, try different things and see if you like it. Sometimes I would ask for a surprise and like tell them a little of what I like, and I'd ask them what the name of it is, and they said it was a surprise. It was something they made up. And sometimes I liked them and sometimes I didn't. So the Scooby-Doo shot, I saw that Quick Beat had asked what a Scooby-Doo shot is, and Megan answered that it's that melon liqueur, pineapple juice, coconut rum, and cream. And those shots, they were good. I definitely enjoyed them. And yes, Dewey said the roasted octopus. I mean, like, you talk about getting things that you never would try before, but delicious. And the whole resort is purple, and there's these purple octopus tentacles.
That's why you like this resort, because it was purple.
It was purple. No, but it was delicious. It was really, really tasty, like not chewy like you'd expect it to be. It was like really tender and super easy to eat. Like I found out I like octopus a lot better than I thought, more than just, your calamari, kind of squid, rings or whatever.
Yeah.
Deep fried rings.
Those mostly is just the crunchy part is all you can really taste anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's something that, I think I've learned is that I like the octopus as an option. I mean, they really did it really, really great. And Eric B says the lemon drop was great. And it was really, you know, it was easy to do a fair amount of drinking, but we never, you know what? If I drink too much, I have gotten sick in the past, and I never got sick. I was definitely feeling good.
Responsible. Oh, yeah.
I never got sick and never had really a hangover in the morning either. And it was just for vacation. This is not how I'm going to, you know, live every day.
No, it's just a special occasion.
It's special, you know, like you're not going to be able to try octopus every day. And then you wouldn't want to, because it kind of takes away the special, you know, it's nice to be special on vacation and have that to look forward to. Absolutely. You know, that anticipation is so wonderful to look forward to. And that's, you know, that's part of the whole planning process. And that's part of why you even, you know, show what you've done.
Yeah. And that's the fun of it, you know, is just going to new places, trying new things, all of that. You know, that's what us travel lovers are all about. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the pools and that sort of thing.
Oh man, they have 6 pools at this resort. Really, really nice pools. They had the loungers in them. So as you get hot, then you could like just lounge in some of them. Now, you know, I don't know, we were kind of always on the go, or like always kind of socializing. So I didn't really do a lot of laying in the pool loungers, but that's kind of a fun thing. The water was a little on the chilly side in some of the pools, but then in others it was warmer. So
you said one was heated.
Yeah, the villas, the one in the villas, they had a adult only area that was an infinity pool that just stretched on and on and on, and had a seated area, and then the water that, like for an infinity pool, like the water goes over the edge. It was gorgeous, just gorgeous. And looking out at the, you know, at the palm trees and the ocean and the property, it was really a relaxing place to hang out. There was also, I think that the place that had the volleyball, the main activities pool, it seemed like it was heated. It was nice. It was about the same temperature as what our villa's pool was, and so that was a lot of fun playing pool volleyball. It doesn't matter if you're good at it or not. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah. And you know, we might be out there taking a few shots together. You know, everybody, okay, we need 20 shots. Like, and you meet people that you hadn't met, you know, before. We're all like in this chlorinated water. So they had special rules where you could hit the ball, you know, as many times as you needed. Like, and that kept the play going. Like, you just keep the ball up. You don't have to be an athlete, because we all are like flopping around in the water, just trying to keep the ball up.
It's all for fun.
Oh, but it was so much fun. Yes. And the activities, they have so many activities. Megan says, I believe Nancy did every single scheduled activities. I didn't. I still felt like I wanted to do. Megan went off and did some bingo with me.
Oh, wow.
It was good. It was fun to do that. Oh man, it was a little bit, the bingo game that we ended up doing was hard. It was a challenging couple of games, and I think they had easier ones. Like, they had it where you had to fill the whole inside circle, and then they had one where you had to fill 2 lines going down. And like, that's really specific for bingo. And they give us little corn kernels to play on our bingo cards. So, but I really enjoyed the activities. And you know what? I wanted to like kind of speak to that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yes, tell us.
I am going to tell you all the activities that they offer. So I'm going to pull up my new app. This is what the app looks like. And you can even still, like, I can go to the, pretend like I'm still there. Now, let's see if this works.
There you go. Pretend you're still there.
So you can look up activities here. You can look up restaurants, pools, bars, points of interest, But then they have the Ryu Fit. It's time to move. So that is like a more of your like dance classes and your yoga morning stretch and your so I mean they just offer, and they have like a variety every day. They have like a different set of doing things. So they have like
sound like the cruise. That's what they had on Royal Caribbean. They
offer a lot. So if you want to be active, you can be really active. 10 o'clock stretching. 11:15 step aerobics, 12 o'clock aqua gym, which is really your aqua aerobics.
Yeah, that's what I do, the aqua aerobics. That's nice.
Yeah, Dewey went out and did aqua aerobics with me a couple of times. We enjoyed it. And 3 o'clock, they take a little break in the middle of the day, and then 3 o'clock workout, and 4 o'clock moon salutation, which I think is like stretching again. Okay. So, and then they have like Latin dancing, stretches. They always have the water aerobics, and then like at 3 o'clock they have suspension training, 4 o'clock back health. So they vary it. I'm not trying to be a commercial. I'm just saying they give you a lot of selections. You get a lot.
It does sound like a cruise, doesn't it?
I mean, just a lot of options. And that's only like the being fit. They also did have a gym area that, yeah, we never did find our way to the gym area. But they have games, Rio Fun, Be Happy. They have a whole activity program for that. 10 o'clock quiz game. 99 words, aqua volleyball, horseshoes, beach volleyball, bingo, ping pong tournament, bean bags, beach volleyball. So like you can be, for people like me who want to be active, I could be
find something to do all day.
Super active. And they had like arts where you could buy a canvas and you could paint this canvas for a very reasonable price. So even like on a rainy day kind of things, that would be something really excellent to do if the weather wasn't good. But we had really nice weather. We were very, very blessed to have excellent weather.
Yeah, because you did get stuck in a hurricane last time, right?
Yeah. Oh man. Yep. You can't forecast the weather. That's something you have to be willing to go with the flow on. And I did bring a couple of card games just in case we got stuck inside. I was going to pull out the Uno. Yeah.
Always
we never needed to do that, but
activity.
You have different things that you can do when it's down. Like, well, when we landed in the rain, and then the next day was a little partly cloudy, a little bit overcast. Actually, kind of cool. I thought that it was going to be. I was like, well, shoot. Is it going to be cold this whole time? And I came from Wisconsin, and you have this idea of like escaping the cold and going to the warmth. Well, then from the afternoon, evening of that second day on, it was sunny every day until that very end of the last day. And then that last day that I was checking out, it started raining.
Oh, well,
so perfect.
You ordered that weather.
I don't know how and you just have to be flexible. You'd really have to be flexible. Even in the hurricane, we had a ton of fun still. We still hung out as a group. You make the best of it. I think that there was a live stream. Yeah, it was a Monday night that the hurricane happened. So there was a Sharon at Sea live stream going on. And they had us dressing up and taking a picture, like costume, because it was around Halloween time. And so we did that. I think, there was plenty that I bring to keep us busy. And then sometimes I think Anthony just enjoys the downtime, just being able to relax and, watch TV.
It's totally different when you have friends with you, 10, 15 of you all together. I mean, you're always going to, have fun no matter if it's raining or hurricane or whatever.
Yeah, well, we had one night that we were all confined to our rooms. So from 5 o'clock on, everybody had to stay in their rooms. So you weren't supposed to leave your room. Yeah. So that was interesting, but that was for the hurricane. So, and that doesn't happen very often at all. Like they had they had a couple of bad hurricanes and they hadn't had anything in Cancun like for 8 years. So it's not like an always going to happen kind of event. You just have to be flexible on the, you just really have to mentally be willing to be flexible though. And
now, I know you liked this resort. So how did this resort compare to the other resorts that you went to before?
See, I wanted to have some guests on my live stream to discuss that, because I think that each resort definitely has their advantages, and disadvantages. They all do things a little bit different. Like your Iberostar had like that buffet on the beach, where ours had nothing like that. And I don't know if they've ever had anything like that. But we didn't even really miss that, because we were not hungry. I mean, we were definitely well fed. From breakfast on. But they did not have room service at this, they usually do, but they cut that out because of the pandemic.
Okay.
But the other resort, even despite the pandemic, always offered room service. So there is something nice about being able to order up your breakfast and have it on your balcony, that's something that's very, very nice that that our Fiesta Americana Condesa had offered. And then they had different options for food options, they had sushi in the evenings. This place had sushi options, but it was not, it wasn't like the sushi bar where they make you a roll. Like they had different single selections of sushi out at the buffet.
She was saying something about sushi.
Yeah. Yep. Most of the time we did not know what we ate, but we liked it anyway. For the different sushi and the different things that the different tastes that they had some really fancy little things that were on this blue salt kind of stuff.
Ooh.
And it was just this little bite of a thing, and it was very tasty. But I had no idea really what it was. They did have little signs for a lot of it, but not everything. So it was fun to, experiment with the different tastes. Now the buffet at the Fiesta Americana, it was all either single serve portions that were on a cold area, and you just took the portion, or they would serve you. So that was a little different. So depending, I thought that was interesting, how different resorts did that. And then,
that could change over time too.
Yes. But I think they're still doing that at Fiesta, where they're not doing, and I think not long after we went, Derek and Gregory and Wanda had gone to this Riu, and I was a little surprised that they let you do the self-service. I thought self-service buffet was gone forever.
I know, everybody did.
So I was just kind of surprised at that, but we had clean hands. We didn't get sick. We were, like I said, they were always changing out those tongs, and they were always tidying up the presentation. And for some of the hot food, you gave their plate to them, and then they would serve it up for you. For some of the hot food, especially the prime rib, they'd slice off that prime rib. And so many food selections, really, really cool. So I think the entertainment that they offered at the Riu in the evening was over the top. That was just mind blowing. The shows they put on were phenomenal. They had big feathers, and then before you know it, they changed their costumes, and these dancers were, they just blew my mind. They're doing splits in midair, and I'm like, oh my word! I'm like, how can they do that? And just very talented singers, and they brought out a Mexican guy that was working with a lasso and made it look so easy. Ooh. And I'm doing this lasso kind of dance kind of through the lasso, and it was just the variety, and they had they had them every night. It was really mind blowing. But then But they did have some entertainment at the other resort. I think that they had bigger shows, but it was due to the pandemic, and they had scaled their shows down. And the location that they had them in was not, they weren't in the theater. They have like a whole building that was supposed to be like a theater, but they closed that down due to the pandemic. So it's hard to compare until you know how things are going to all pan out. I feel
how they normally are,
because they're trying to keep their head afloat, is what I think.
Yeah, I'm surprised they had anything at all, to be honest. with under the circumstances.
Yep. I was just catching up on the chat. The 7 p.m. closure. Oh, I'm not sure. There's some discussion. I can't keep up with
hurricane.
But I felt, like even Fiesta Americana did offer like water aerobics, and they had like ping pong and little beanbag toss. I mean, they did have activities that they offered as well. So it was a lot of variety. A lot. You don't have to be bored. That's for sure. If you want to participate.
Or you can just sit back and relax.
Or just be like my Anthony wants to do and pretty much just veg.
just veg. That's a good way to put it.
I mean, and he deserves it. He works so hard. So for sure.
Yes.
I was really impressed by their water sports too, actually, at Riu. One thing I didn't realize is their hobby cats. I think that's how you say it. It's a little sailboat kind of a thing. It's like a mini catamaran sailboat thing. And Anthony and I can sail. We thought that it was going to be money to like that you'd have to pay for it. And I found out too late that nope, it was part of it was part of the non-motorized
most of them
watercrafts all the watercrafts that were included. I was shocked at that. So I was very tempted to take it out, but I didn't want to take it out by myself. I was I probably shouldn't do this.
No, maybe not.
But
all right, Nancy. Well, we're coming down to the end of the hour, so kind of tell us a little bit about your channel. I know you're going to be having, all of these new vlogs coming out. So excited to see everything that you're working on.
Well, okay, my channel. I'm a very slow editor. I edit all my stuff, so I take a lot of footage, and it takes me a long time to condense it. But I like it as a hobby to like be able to do it in my own time. So if you bear with me, I'll eventually show it.
Eventually,
I'm still catching up from like cruising from way back when. I promised my daughter that I would. I have done a mother-daughter cruise with my youngest daughter, who's now 22, and my oldest daughter, who's now 24. So last year, my oldest daughter and I had done Oasis of the Seas. So I'm working on finishing out my Sharon at Sea vlogs, this group cruise vlogs, so that I can get my my Naomi's vlogs that we went on the Oasis of the Seas, and we did that after it was refurbished, so that re-amplified.
It was amplified,
yes. It was amazing. It was a really, really wonderful cruise. I know it's like after the fact, but I don't know. I think that it can still be helpful. And if anybody wants to like have a little cruise fix of what it was like, and until we can cruise again. And then I'm going to start showing these Cancun vlogs. Now I kind of cut in the middle of my my cruise vlogs to show one of our experiences in Cancun, just because I felt like that was very pertinent with the pandemic having happened, and people needed to see that there were options out there and what that even looked and felt like. So that's what I did have a Cancun. It's not exactly in chronological order how I have posted things. And then my live streams are sprinkled in there where I'm talking from the resort. So it's not exactly chronological like I'd like it. I'd love to be a fast editor, but it just takes time, you know, and I want to feel, I want it to be fun to watch, and I want to have good memories for me too to look back at. So it just takes time, and
it's a lot of hard work, and we appreciate all your hard work that you do on your channel. I love your videos, and they're so informative. Like you said, you know, you like to help people and everything. Hi, Bronex. Hello. And we appreciate that. If any of my mods are in the house, if you can drop Nancy's link.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
And, you know, and I'm definitely first a supporter of this community, and I definitely love being involved in this community. It's really pulled me in. I'm addicted. I love the interaction. I really have found that it's just so welcoming and positive. And who doesn't like talking about looking forward to vacations together? And if we can't take them, then at least we can show them and then like talk about it, you know, and like have that passion of travel and what it's like, and you know, eventually cruising again.
Well, yeah, because, you know, like they say, half the fun is planning, but another half of the fun is when you get home and you can share it with all of your friends, you know?
Yep. That being able to share it, being able to look back and see, oh my gosh, what a wonderful, and have those memories. And just even like for people who may not be able to come along, you can kind of feel like you're bringing them along. And you know, it's, I know there's a lot of things to watch out there nowadays. So, and I think everybody needs to decide what interests them, you know. So, I never want people to feel pressured to watch my stuff, but I like to bring you along on the journey, and it's really a privilege to be able to, like, I tell Anthony, I'm like, well, we need to say hi to the people, and you know, like the people. We try to bring you along.
That's right. Well, I love the video that you did. Okay, you're on Tuesday nights at
10 p.m. Eastern is my live stream. Yes.
Eastern, 9 p.m. our time here in Central.
Yes.
Okay, so, but I love the little video that you did where you're walking through the snow and then you're walking through the water.
You found that. Yes. Well, I stole that from an idea from a advertisement. You know, like YouTube gives you all these advertisements, and I saw that on one of the advertisements, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to take that idea.
Perfect. I can use that.
So, and thankfully we got the shots before we left, because I was actually very surprised at how little snow we had when we came back. I thought for sure that we would have cold weather and snow, you know, when we came back. And I'm glad that we, you know, Anthony was able to get those shots with me. It was fun. That crunch, crunch, crunch going to, you know, and that feeling like you're leaving this.
It's nothing like the air and the ocean breeze and the waves crashing on the sand, and
it's so wonderful. You know, it really, really was such a relaxing, wonderful vacation. I really recommend it if you're able to do that, to consider it.
Absolutely. All right, Nancy. So I guess we'll wrap it up. I won't take up too much more of your time, but I appreciate you coming.
Well, thanks so much for having me, Cheri. Thank you to everybody in the chat for listening to our chat, and you know, listening to me chat on about Cancun. And definitely the testing wasn't bad. And the airport took my you know, the papers. You had to register on your phone for like your attestation that you have taken the test, and then you had to show at the counter that you had either had a doctor's excuse that you had been, you know, you could have had recovered from the virus and then had that doctor's note. So that's one way that you didn't have to test, actually. And or else you had to just show that you had been tested. So far the shots do not
You still have to test.
You still have to test. You
Still
don't
have to
get
test
by without
if you have the vaccine.
yeah, just by the vaccination. Right now, they don't accept just the vaccination. And who knows, that might change. So I wanted to give you a little heads up on what that all was like.
Yeah, and that's what I've been telling my clients, you know, because they ask me questions and I'm like, but this could change tomorrow. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it probably will. So we all have to be flexible and, you know, and keep on looking forward to, you know, enjoying the moments that you have, enjoying the anticipation of the time to come too. We're closer to being open than we ever have been. So
that's right. So every day is one day closer to cruising, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's what I like to think. And it really feels that way more and more, I think.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cheri, for having me on.
Thank you, Miss Nancy. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Now, do you have an outro that you say as you're going out? Oh, there's Miss Wanda.
Always safe travels and God bless. That's my little outro.
Thank you so much. So I'll say mine, have a blessed and magical day, and we will see you on the beaches of the world. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.